Imagine you're holding a VIP ticket to the greatest concert of your life, but, you're just standing out in the parking lot.
Right, which is just kind of tragic.
Totally. And today's source looks at a text claiming that's exactly how a lot of people experience their faith. We're looking at a July 8th excerpt from the daily devotional Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, and it's titled The Fellowship That Changes Everything. So, okay, let's unpack this. The text essentially argues that you can know all about God's love or grace, but without a very specific type of fellowship, you never actually go inside the venue to hear the music.
Yeah, and to explain how a believer is meant to actually get through those doors, the author points to a closing blessing or benediction found in 2 Corinthians. What's fascinating here is how it outlines a specific divine order.
Right, like categorizing the divine into distinct roles.
Exactly. It explains how faith is supposed to function. So grace comes from Jesus and love comes from God. But the actual communion, like the living, breathing experience of those things, relies entirely on the Holy Spirit.
Wait, this is where I get a little stuck. Because if grace and love are already these established facts, if they are guaranteed in this framework, why is a third element even necessary? Doesn't that VIP ticket just get you through the door by itself?
Well, not according to this text. I mean, think of grace and love like the electrical wiring in a house. The power is there and the setup is absolute.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, but communion with the Holy Spirit is the switch that actually turns the lights on. The devotional argues that you can celebrate love or talk about grace endlessly, but without the active involvement in the Spirit, it just remains abstract theology.
There's ideas on a page.
Right.
Yeah.
And the author uses very sensory language, actually saying the Spirit brings a color, a glory, a richness to daily life, making those spiritual realities tangible.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because the text doesn't just leave communion as some floaty, abstract idea. It describes the Spirit operating incredibly practically. It's almost like having an internal compass and a personal tutor rolled into one. But I mean, how does that actually work day to day?
So the author grounds this operational view in a few key concepts from the books of John and Corinthians, and they focus heavily on permanence and translation. Rather than reciting specific verse numbers, the text emphasizes the actual nature of this presence.
Oh, wow. So it's more about the function than the dogma.
Exactly. It describes the Spirit as a comforter who doesn't just visit for a season but stays forever. And more importantly, it establishes the Spirit as a teacher.
So it's not just a warm, comforting presence making you feel good out in the parking lot. It's an active, translating presence, decoding things for you.
Yeah. And if we connect this to the bigger picture of the devotional's argument, the Spirit's role is to reveal the things that have been freely given to believers.
Which really raises an important question about how a person lives their life under this framework.
Right, because the core thesis is that life becomes limitless. You aren't guessing anymore. The believer develops a permanent inward assurance of success.
Because your certainty is based entirely on this internal translating presence rather than, whatever chaos is happening in your external circumstances.
Exactly. The emphasis is entirely on shifting your foundation of certainty from the unpredictable outside world to an anchored internal spirit.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? If you're engaging with this framework at rhapsodyofrealities.org, the ultimate takeaway isn't just to passively hold on to a set of beliefs.
No, it's a call to active daily fellowship. It requires real participation, walking and talking with this internal guide to function with clarity and purpose.
It leaves you with a pretty profound psychological concept to chew on, honestly, regardless of your personal theology. Relying on an entirely inward, permanent source of certainty, as opposed to external factors, would fundamentally shift how a person reacts to a chaotic and unpredictable world. Consider what happens when your sense of security isn't tied to the weather outside, but strictly to the fact that you finally handed over your VIP ticket, stepped inside, and let the music surround you.
We trust you were blessed by this episode. To gain unlimited access to Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, please download the Rhapsody app using the link myapp.rhapsodyofrealities.org. God bless you.